All right, y'all. Good evening. This is El Jamal coming through with a special edition of Never Out of Bounds. Of course, this is the place where you can say what you want as long as you got them facts. Tonight, I will be going over some football, but no scores, no news. No news, no standings to go over, no power rankings. But I wanted to get into TV ratings, viewership. See, when I broke free from the paradigm of liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, I come across a whole bunch of different information and different slews of news and opinions. And recently I've been coming across these right-wing guys, whether it be in the media, the sports analysts, the YouTube guys, hell, even the politicians. You know, they always got something to say lately about these TV ratings, referring to the NFL. And, because, let's just keep it real. They have gone down recently. Now, what's been said is, because again, we have to push this right side versus the left. Again, the division of people, all while the corporations and the wealthy control all of us. But anyways, they are using, these, lower ratings to say that this is all because of, the NFL's involvement with, support of BLM and other liberal, left-wing ideals. Now, I'm not here to discuss, what BLM is or my feelings on that or other liberal or woke ideals or my feelings on all that. I'm not here to discuss all my feelings about those right now. I'm going to be discussing whether or not that has anything to do with NFL viewership, slacking a bit lately. And is it even a big problem? Those are the real things I'm talking about tonight. If you do want to hear my opinions on BLM and any other auxiliary topic I might bring up tonight, always leave a DM, leave a comment, whatever you'd like, and I'll get to it for you. But like I said, yes, the NFL viewership is down when compared to itself. At this time last year, compared to this time last year, the viewership overall is down 9%. Yes. However, with that being said, the NFL typically brings in about 15 million viewers on its most highly rated games. And this is still enough to control the television market, despite what these conservatives will tell you. So what I just said is, yes, the NFL ratings are down compared to previous NFL ratings. But even still, the NFL on its, not so good days is far better, is still bringing in far more viewers than anything else on TV. So does it really matter whether or not they're woke, ladies and gentlemen? Does it? For example, what I mean by all this is week 14's matchup between the Bills and the Steelers would bring in that 15 million average for this season. And it was the highest rated show of that week by a large margin. It will beat out 60 Minutes in terms of viewers by 4 million. Like I said, it was the highest rated show of the week at an 8.7. Okay? That second highest rated show that week will go to the Thursday night matchup between the Rams and the Patriots. Now again, the Patriots aren't even a playoff team. Cam Newton might not even be on that roster next year. The Rams, they have made it to the playoffs. That game drew in almost 13 million and was rated at 7.6. Again, second highest rated show of the week. And this is, of course, week 14 of the NFL. This will be around the week of December the 14th. Again, viewership is down in terms of football numbers, but still up in terms of everything else. It still is the number one watched show. Other NFL programs, such as post and pre-game shows, made up the top 10, making a total of 5. So 2 games, two games, and this is in the broadcast, the prime broadcast networks, Fox, CBS, NBC. So 2 games and a post and a pre-game show made up, I think another game made up 5 of the highest rated TV shows of the week of December 14th. Now that very next night, this is going to the cable ratings now, of course. The shit that you gotta pay for. DirecTV, Fox, ESPN, all that stuff. Comcast. the NFL will command 4 slots in the cable ratings, including the Monday night Baltimore-Cleveland matchup, of course, Bathroom, Jackson Gate. That would draw in 12 million viewers, over 12 million viewers, and had a 7.4 rating, both first for that week. And this is in the cable department. So again, we're obviously watching football. We might turn the channel when the Black Lives Matter or the George Floyd little segment or commercial might come on. This might be true, but we're obviously still watching football. Moving to the next week, the matchup between the Browns and the Giants, and I did see some more ratings. And again, there are some games that witnessed this. This game was rated at a 4.3, but this was still higher than 60 Minutes, which would rate at a 1.6. Again, the Browns and the Giants who didn't make it to the playoffs. And the Browns who, again, they are in the playoffs, but again, they're not a household name right now. Not yet, at least. Again, the media is trying their best to make them a household name. We'll get to that at some point, too. That's a little scheme. And I do agree with people who are in that. But, no. Again, a matchup between a non-national powerhouse between Cleveland, that's Cleveland, and a dilapidated New York Giants team that's not in the playoffs, drew 15 million people. Okay? And it was higher rated than a 60 Minutes episode, with all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. But again, the NFL's too woke. Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch the NFL, suck up the criminals, whatever these people's arguments are, but obviously they still are. They still are. Even the Week 16 matchup between the Niners and the Cardinals brought in the highest digital viewership for the NFL season. Now, mind you, we're not even talking about TV no more. Like, we're talking digital streaming. 11 million people streamed that game. The highest digital watch, digitally viewed game of the season. And you've also had a couple games earlier in the year that brought in over 17 million, almost 20 million people. Okay. So let's get out of this notion of everything's being politicized. Well, things are being politicized in a way. But you don't have to fall for it. You don't have to buy. Obviously, we're not buying it. People are still watching the NFL. I mean, regardless of what people are saying. And I'm not just going to get on conservatives too, because liberals, I got something for y'all too. I'm pretty sure I don't know how y'all going to feel about this one. But you want to know the highest rated show amongst African Americans? At least around the same week here in time. NFL football. The pregame show was the second highest rated show amongst black people in this entire nation. The highest rated game of the week brought in over 12 million black people to watch it. And I'm pretty sure liberal and conservative doesn't matter at that point. 12 million black people were watching that. I thought we weren't watching it. I thought we were mad because of Colin Kaepernick. Oh, but we go right. See, we say one thing, just like the conservatives. We say one thing and we doing another, right? We not watching that. I'm not watching the NFL. It's too woke. I'm not watching the NFL. Colin Kaepernick not playing. Somebody's watching the NFL. Y'all lying, but y'all watching it. And again, the majority of the people that's no longer, that's kind of in and out of the sport, the significant drops have occurred in the kind of, so you call them fair weather fans. They kind of come and they go. Like, they're not fully invested. The fully invested fans is what driving the sport. Okay? There's obviously millions more football fans than halfway football fans. Okay. So all this, it's too political. My favorite player isn't playing. He needs to be playing. You're still watching. Y'all lying. That's what this whole thing has been showing me. People been lying this whole time. Y'all been fronting. Y'all are watching it. You might be complaining afterwards about whoever's not playing. You might be complaining about what they're projecting in the commercials and all that, blah, 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 blah. But you're still watching. You're still watching. 8 of the top 10 shows of this year, 2020, were football games and their related content. The most watched and highest rated was the Super Bowl, of course, with over 100 million viewers and a 33.2 rating. This is a couple months after Kaepernick disrespected the league again. Y'all was supposed to be up and you still watched the Super Bowl, right? What difference did it make? Jeez. The second highest rated, show of the year was the post-game show. The post-game for the Super Bowl brought in 58 million. You're watching football. Stop lying. You're full of shit. The fans, and again, the majority of people who watch football are actual avid fans. So y'all avid fans is why we have 15 million. 15 million avid fans are watching this every week. And it's more than any other show. God, I mean, the NFC Championship, the post game just to the conference championship game drew in more viewers than the Oscars. Wow. But again, nobody's watching football, right? It's too political. Oh, my hero isn't playing. You're still watching it. Oh, I'm not watching the league till this player's playing. You're watching it. Oh, I'm not watching the league until they stop talking about politics. You see what's funny? You see how the NFL play both of y'all sides? Do y'all see it? The NFL kicked out Colin Kaepernick, made the conservatives happy, but at the same time, now they didn't flip the script and say, oh, maybe we were wrong about him. Let's play all these woke commercials and support these woke causes. See how they played, y'all? I can't help but laugh, y'all, because that's just the way it is. Now, overall sports viewership is actually down 7 points, and it means all sports. Basketball, baseball, all the main sports here. Hockey, right? But it's still sports in general comprise 70% of the TV market. So what are you talking about? So even if we're not watching it like that, the core fan bases are driving this. Again, that Week 15 matchup with the Browns and the Giants, 15 million people watched that. Okay, 15 million people again watched that. There's 15 million Browns and Giants fans? Wow. Come on, y'all. y'all put too much on this. If you enjoy the sport, watch it, turn it on. Hey, if you see something that annoys you, turn it off for a minute. Turn the shit back on. Or do like I do. I'll watch my favorite team play. Sure, I'll watch just about every Raider game I can get my hands on before I gotta get off to work. I might not watch everybody else's game. I'm gonna get the highlights if it bothers you that much. But stop bitching about it. Both sides, really. It's starting to get really annoying. You guys really have no arguments. Yes, viewership is down, but the main core people are still watching it. The only people that are not watching it is people that weren't always invested into football. And then they'll tell you, oh, well, what about you're going to listen to that? You believe that? You believe what Nielsen tells you? You believe what listen, you believe whatever right-wing YouTube guy told you. So, and where did he get his shit from? Oh, well, there you go. That's what you got, guys. So, long story short is, people are watching the NFL. Not as many people are watching it, yes. But the core demographics, which looks like white and black men, are watching it. We might be complaining about it on YouTube and our different platforms of social media, but they're watching it, y'all. All the woke quotes that you might hear from people saying, I'm not going to watch this because until this happens, don't believe the hype. All these little, these smart rhetorical comments saying, oh yes, the NFL's too woke for its own good. Nobody, don't believe the hype. They're watching it. They're watching it too. Okay? And again, as far as the NFL's, push and willingness to accept things like BLM and, try to be all that, I'm very wary of corporations. I'm pretty sure y'all heard the saying, the revolution cannot be televised or will not be televised. I think a lot of y'all get that very twisted in this modern era. I think a lot, not of you guys, I need to stop saying that again, but I think a lot of people who get involved in this political aspect, in this political spectrum, they look for some type of profit. And they look to, again, when you start seeing commercials about it, when you start seeing, corporations want to take their swipe, yeah, it's cool to, people want it to be mainstream. Nah, I think once it gets mainstream, any type of movement gets mainstream, it's been watered down. It's no longer the same. It's been bought out. And I'm very weary about that, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, that's not just a saying, the revolution shall not be televised. That's a song. My grandparents actually are close friends, or were close friends, with the songwriter of that song and the singer of that song, Gil Scott-Heron. He actually passed away a few years ago. And many people have issues about how he might have passed away because of who he was really politically. And as a person who knows that man's music, because of my grandparents and kind of know who they are, what you see kind of with this modern day activism, with being on TV and trying to get this, and I don't believe it. They wouldn't be for that. That's not what they were about. That's not what the writer of that song, again, like I said in his name, R.I.P. to Gil Scott-Heron, that's not what that is about. It's not about being on TV and about having commercials and Nike paying you $2 million and $6 million to put on their shoes and then talk about how Black Lives Matter. And especially while kids in China are being exploited and families in China are being exploited to make those shoes. We all are involved in this. We all get exploited, and it should not be cool to promote Nike while other people get exploited. It should not be cool just to support Black Lives Matter because it's a popular thing. Okay, and that's the problem with groups and organizations that want to be mainstream and want all this. No, it's grassroots. It's not real if it's not grassroots, y'all. Okay, the minute you start getting Kmart and you got Target and the NBA, I don't trust y'all's movement. It's been hijacked. Sorry, I don't believe it. I don't, because I know who's backing those people. And we just saw how they kind of just played. They played both sides with this situation. And they keep doing it. So, I mean, again, the sport itself is one thing. The business side of it, fuck all that. I wouldn't care about these ratings. There's too many things in this world that's more important than NFL ratings. Do you watch it? Then shut the fuck up. You keep watching it or you don't watch it. But stop complaining either way. All right, y'all. This is my special report. I wanted to check in with y'all. I'm doing well. I'm working on a few more projects. I will be back on the YouTube platform pretty soon. I have a review for you guys. It will be some more WWE stuff. The first ever TLC match. Actually, that whole pay-per-view. I want to say that's a WrestleMania, but again, we'll get to it. You'll know about it when I get to it. I'm also working on some podcast content, of course. Some NBA, some more NFL wrap-ups. Of course, week 17 just finished up, so we're going to talk about that sometime soon. Of course, the rankings in college basketball. So a few things we got to get through. So I'm going to call it a wrap for now, and I got to get back to work, y'all. But peace out, one love, and I'll holler at you guys soon.